Chapter 252, continuing with the Conference of Humanity's Elite. Yalian asked, "What's the matter? Did I say something wrong?" Xiao Ling unleashed her spiritual power, nearly setting the place ablaze. The Western Knights felt a chill down their spines, ready to react if a fight broke out. Sensing the tension, Yul intervened, telling Yalian that enough was enough, reminding everyone that they were not there to quarrel. Yalian looked at Yul below. When the boss spoke, he had to listen, so he obeyed reluctantly. The Divine Elephant asked Xiao Ling if she wanted to teach Yalian a lesson, but she declined, thinking it was good that he was arrogant and provocative. Xiao Ling then raised a glowing blue leaf, which turned out to be from the Divine Tree, acting like a camera. The Divine Tree, looking pained, responded, "Is Xiao calling me?" This leaf had been given to her by the Divine Tree a long time ago. Although the Divine Tree didn't know why Xiao Ling was calling, it observed that the minerals in the area had been entirely absorbed. With no further obligations, the Divine Tree noted that the fire and earth spaces had expanded to 70,000 square meters, enough to hold a small city. The Divine Tree had planted herbs suitable for each space, ensuring these precious areas were never wasted. Calculating silently, the Divine Tree thought that once these spaces reached 100,000 square meters, they might be able to sustain living creatures who would thrive and build their own worlds. Suddenly, she appeared and called out, "Master," reporting that all the mutated beasts had gathered. The Divine Tree then ordered a retreat to the main base at Misty Mountain. In the floating city under the Freedom Federation, a powerful emperor from South America angrily stated, "After defeating the Dark King, the mutated tree had the greatest contribution. From Australitha's invasion of China to the Dark King's invasion of Australia, that tree has saved humanity twice." He also opposed confronting the Divine Tree, believing it to be suicidal for humanity. Furthermore, the development speed of the mutated tree was terrifying. No matter how hard humanity tried, they couldn't keep up. A strong figure from Brazil agreed, pointing out that the Divine Tree had invaded 3 cities of the China Federation but had never harmed any humans. If no one provoked the tree, it wouldn't harm anyone. Yalian laughed heartily, saying that those guys were truly scared by the mutated tree. Xiao Ling couldn't help but mock him, saying, "If you think you're strong enough, why don't you go fight the mutated tree? I'm afraid you'll be torn apart in an instant." Yalian felt these words like a stab to the throat, angrily gritting his teeth and silently cursing Xiao Ling. "This filthy bitch, what's wrong with you? You've been provoking me all this time." The leader of the Teutonic Knights believed that sacrificing lives to fight the Divine Tree was useless and, currently, they had no hope of victory. Ilya also mentioned that they should consider the public's opinion. The public knew the mutated tree as their savior. There's no way people would want to see humanity besiege their savior. Enough was enough. Yul had heard enough and decided that the issues discussed in the next meeting would avoid the topic of the mutated tree. Suddenly, something pierced through Yul's mind. His bodyguard, startled, asked Yul what had happened. Isa and Lindsay also couldn't understand Yul's reaction. The members of Dragon Corp were also drawn to Yul's grimace. Yul calmed down and said, "It's nothing. Let's continue the meeting." In an abandoned workshop nearby, a space was opening up, emitting a brilliant blue light. From that space, a creature emerged. It was none other than the Divine Tree. Huge roots quickly intertwined and formed into the shape of a boy, then directly burst through the building and out. The Divine Tree looked at this floating city, finding it grand. Was this place meant for the wealthy and powerful? But upon closer inspection, the Divine Tree saw that this city resembled a war fortress more than anything else, which was quite terrifying. Suddenly, a blue phantom appeared behind the Divine Tree. Turning around, the Divine Tree remarked, "I didn't expect you to find me so quickly. It seems not all humans are useless." The one who arrived was none other than a digital avatar of Yul. Even though he knew who was in front of him, Yul cautiously asked, "Who are you?" The Divine Tree told Yul to stop pretending. Yul remained silent, recalling that they had fought together many times. The first time was at sea against the Black Dragon, where the Divine Tree's spiritual breath had haunted Yul ever since. However, as the host, Yul couldn't allow this outsider to act arrogantly in his presence. After all, Yul was the strongest human warrior. Yule's eyes lit up with anger as he said, "You shouldn't be here. What the hell are you planning to do?" Hearing this tone, the divine tree felt disgusted, thinking Yule was not hospitable at all. The divine tree complained, "If you're just a shadow, you're not qualified to talk to me," and immediately threw a punch. The punch instantly tore through Yule's avatar, penetrating and destroying a large building below. This was just a warning. If the mutated tree truly intended to wage war, this city would have been brought down to the ground. Back at the conference, Yule spat blood from his mouth. This punch had struck directly at his soul. His bodyguard, horrified, called out his master's name. Below, the divine elephant smelled a familiar scent, and Xiaoling realized her master had arrived as she had summoned. Did she want her master to demonstrate his power here? Perhaps. If the divine tree didn't show its might, warriors from all over would continue to harbor dreams of warring with it, which would be troublesome. Yule coughed up blood, feeling his soul still trembling. He mumbled, "He's coming." End of chapter 252.